Yeah, yeah. You are very much audible. One more member also will join later. Okay.
Sure,
Let's
sir,
move
sure.
with yeah. BCom 2018. After 2018, there is no other information about you in the biodata.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
So post that I have completed my master's in commerce, which has
Uh,
ended in this year only. But
Very
the
good.
result,
Okay,
but
very
the
good.
final, but
Hmm.
the final result is not out, so I have not mentioned it in the biodata itself.
Okay, okay. So masters are over now. MCom.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. But you have been writing other exams also besides RBI.
Yes, sir. Other banking related exams.
Why UPSC is not there?
Sir, my main intention was towards the banking sector since my
Okay.
background is in commerce. That's
Commerce.
why.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. I think that's fine. So you have added one more feather on your cap. Okay. MCom here, so you have already got it.
Yes, sir.
2020, 21, 19 also you wrote, and 21 also you wrote.
Yes, sir.
You could not go to interview.
No, sir. I could not clear the prelim stage itself.
Mm-hmm. Now this is has worked out now. Very very nice it is. Saurabh,
Hopefully.
since you are a no, it will happen. Don't worry about it. MCom man. Okay. What a Reserve Bank does.
Sorry, sorry, sir. I could not hear you
Ma-
properly.
Main functions of RBI.
So the primary function that the Reserve Bank does is the monetary stability and the
Mm,
financial stability.
mm.
And the secondary function that comes with those is the focus on growth. These are the core functions that a Reserve Bank are supposed to do. But apart from that, also there are various other functions that a Reserve Bank of a country, specifically in the context of India,
Mm,
are required to do,
mm.
such as the regulation and the supervision function, and the issuer of currency, and
Hold
the
on.
issuer of
You said the monetary policy monitors the financial stability of here, no?
yes, sir.
That is one of the two important functions of RBI. Okay, as the central bank, the foremost important thing is issuer of currency
Okay, sir.
and monetary policy authority. These are the two basic things as far as the central bank is concerned. There could be a different monetary authority in different countries. It is there, not the
Yes,
central bank, but in central bank, the central bank has been given the authority of the monetary authority
okay, sir.
in Reserve Bank of India in India. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so the basic functions are issuer of currency and the monetary authority. Rest everything comes along with that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
which section says only RBI can issue banknote in the RBI Act.
Yes, sir. Like, which section says?
Which
Sorry.
section gives this authority to issue banknote, the sole authority to RBI? Section
Sorry, sir.
22. 22.
Okay, sir.
Mm.
Second. Okay.
Saurav, have you seen the RBI website?
Yes, sir.
On the home page, you will find current rates.
Yes, sir.
Below that, on the left side, there are some icons are there. Have you seen noticed that?
Yes, sir.
How many and what are they?
So there are total six icons,
Mm.
and they tell and they basically are for the information purposes, and they
Mm.
and clicking on them opens a different website which
Mm.
provides details of those icons.
Mm.
Some of the icons include the financial inclusion, the money about the money app.
Financial inclusion, do we have something?
Yes, sir.
There's no financial inclusion there, anything.
Then there is the money app. Then
Money app. Okay.
and then there is the RBI logo, which is the RBI Kehta Hai website,
Exactly.
which talks about the various initiatives that the RBI has taken.
Yeah, awareness campaign. It is okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Mm.
sir.
Mm. Money
Correct.
app is there. First one is larger complaint, ombudsman
Yes,
scheme. Okay.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then money is there. Third one is
Yes,
RBI Kehta Hai.
yes, sir.
Fourth one is the museum.
Yes, sir. RBI Museum.
Fifth one is fintech.
Yes, sir.
Sixth one is your Reserve Bank of India Retail Direct. That is the
Yes, sir.
latest one. Okay, Retail
Yes,
Direct.
sir.
Mhm.
I actually confused the fintech one with the financial inclusion one. Sorry,
No,
sir.
financial inclusion, RBI, there is no icon for that, but it does a lot of things for the financial inclusion.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah. Have you seen the RBI website where there is DAY, day, no, day dash NRLM. What is this DAYNRLM?
The Deen Dayal Upadhyay Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission.
Yeah, exactly. It's the circulars, that how to finance this scheme. RBI has issued some circulars on that. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana
Yojana.
NRLM. Okay. Have you
Yes, sir.
seen that? What is the write-up it talks about and all? The self-help
Sir, I,
group movement. Okay, is a livelihood mission.
yes, sir.
Mhm. They talk about some Panchasutras.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
kindly look into that. Okay,
Yes,
this
sir.
is our
Surely, sir.
self-help group. Okay, self-help group,
Yes,
it could
sir.
be homogeneous women group. There could be heterogeneous group also, men and women,
Yes, sir.
transgenders and all that. Also, it is possible.
Yes,
The
yes, sir.
Panchasutras are regular meeting, regular savings, regular internal lending between the members from their savings, not from the bank. Then regular recoveries and regular maintenance of books. These are the five. They call it
Fine,
as
sir.
Panchasutras. Panch means
Okay.
five.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the sutras mean the five key areas.
The sutras, I have no idea what is sutra. Maybe important points I do not know. Have you seen the RBI website where tokenizing the card? There
Yes,
is
sir.
one write up is there. What it
Yes,
is?
sir. So basically, they have extended the deadlines for the tokenization, and they have
Hmm.
that is extended up to 1st October
Okay.
2022,
Mm-hmm.
and where in the payment processors
Mm.
can keep the if a person enters his or her card details,
Mm.
the card details can be stored in for 3 to 4 days,
Mm.
or at the maximum.
Mm.
This the guideline talks about this and the extension of the last date for card on file tokenization services.
Mm-hmm. They talk about token, creating a token, otherwise a unique alternate code that
Yes,
can
sir.
be used instead of the card.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the security system in this?
So basically, the token is a replica of the card details, but the actual details are not shared with anyone. Instead,
Mm.
instead the details that are stored in the token is shared.
Mm-hmm.
So the customer who is the customer who is entering into the service does
Mm.
not has to compromise on his actual card details, and he is protected
Mm.
from the frauds that are current that the economy is facing due to the
Yeah,
data
yeah,
issues.
correct, correct. So the original data is not available in the sense that the card number, expiry date, etc. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Saurav, have you seen the budget? There is something about RBI and the commercial banks. One or
Yes, sir.
two. What are those things?
So
Proposal.
basically the budget of the 2022-23 talks about the central banking digital currency,
Mm-hmm.
which has to be introduced in this financial year.
Mm-hmm.
For that, the RBI Act will be amended,
Mm.
and necessary modifications in the actual law will be carried out so
Mm.
that the RBI is legally authorized to do and carry out the function.
Okay. About banks, anything is there?
So there is also another provision of setting up of 75 digital banking units
Mm.
in order to commemorate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Mm. Very correct. It's the 75 years of independence. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And something about the post offices also core banking solution that I talked about. Okay.
Yes, sir. The 100% of the post offices will now link to the core banking solution,
Mm.
so that there can be interoperability and
Mm.
ease of and convenience.
Okay. Saurabh, you must be knowing that RBI is the debt manager, internal debt manager, okay, to the government of India.
Yes, sir.
Uh, that means it will act as merchant bank to float the loan and get it subscribed by the investor, etc. Okay.
Yes, yes,
But if there is a devolvement, that means it is not fully subscribed.
yes, sir.
In that event, whether RBI can put its money in the securities, invest in them.
Sir, there are various primary dealers also which have the responsibility of subscribing,
Mm.
and moreover, usually the government and other banks also participate, which help in subscribing the issue.
Mm. Yeah, it's fine, but still you are not answered the question. The various investors you have told me,
Mhm.
primary dealers, financial institutions, banks. Now the retail direct also, individuals also can invest in that.
Yes,
The
sir.
question is that when there is a unsubscribed portion, okay, in the primary issuance, who subscribes to that?
So the Reserve Bank of India can subscribe to the issue.
No, Saurabh, what you said is earlier, that is the right one. That is the primary dealer does that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. I
They,
was actually
yeah,
I'm
they have no
confused then.
obligation. They have to invest in the primary issuance, but
Okay, sir.
they can invest. Only thing is
Okay,
that when there is a devolvement, then it becomes a duty on the part of the primary dealers to subscribe to the unsubscribed portion. RBI cannot do that because why? RBI cannot invest in the primary issuance. Any idea?
so because RBI itself is the issuer and issuer
No,
and
no,
and
issuer. It
issue.
is not the issuer. Is not the issue. Issue is something different. No, automatic monetization of the deficit is done away with.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 94, 97, there was some agreement. Then finally, it culminated in the FRBM Act
Uh, 2003. Yes, sir.
2003. This precludes RBI from taking part in the issuance of the primary issuance.
Okay, sir.
So
So
that
now
is
basic.
yeah. There is
So
no
now basically
only
the primary
secondary
dealers.
operation. Yeah, primary
Okay,
dealer
sir.
has to put in the money, but
Okay, sir.
RBI can buy in the secondary market for OMO and other monetary related operations.
Okay, sir.
OMO, no? OMO,
Open market
repo,
operations. Yes, sir.
repo rate, all these things that they can do that. Only
Okay, sir.
primary they cannot be part of it. Okay,
Because of the FRBN Act.
FRBM, and secondly that was a conscious decision. RBI's money should not use for the deficit. It has
Yes,
to
sir.
borrow from the public.
Yes, sir.
RBI balance sheet. Have you seen what is the surplus transferred by the RBI this year,
So,
March 22?
sir, for the financial year 2022-23, the surplus is 30,307.45 crores. Uh,
30,307.45 crores. Huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you are correct. There's something called the DPI, RBI DPI, Digital Payments Index.
Yes, sir.
What is the score and what is this is about?
So basically, the digital payment index talks about the five parameters on which the our digital payments primarily work. And
Hmm.
the score with the base year of 2018 talks about
Hmm.
how the country and the nation is progressing on the digital payments advancement and how the efforts of the RBI are proving to be fruitful. For the year March 2022, the score is 349. Sorry, sir, I cannot hear you at the moment.
349 plus 0.49 or something is there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, Saurabh. My time is up. When is the interview?
Sir, 22nd September.
Oh, 27 September. Okay. Then I will give you a quick wrap up. Okay. Kindly note
Yes,
down, you have to see the RBI website,
yes, sir.
homepage, about us, what's
Yes,
new,
sir.
topics updated now or something like that, COVID-19 measures.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the RBI speeches, governor speeches,
Yes, sir.
all those things, RBI Act, RBI website, annual report,
Yes, sir.
and the balance sheet is part of the annual report. Those things kindly look into it. Okay. And
Yes, sir.
budget also kindly look into economic survey and budget.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Sir will take the second part of the interview. Okay. Be with that.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Gopal sir. Over.
Okay. Saurabh,
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Saurabh, are you from which part of the country are you from? Punjab?
Yes, sir. Chandigarh, basically.
Chandigarh, basically. Okay. In which sector you stay in Chandigarh?
Sector 22.
Sector 22. Okay, okay, fine. Where is the RBI located there?
Sir, RBI in Chandigarh is located in Sector 17.
Sector 17. Yes, yes. And then RBI colony is in Sector 44 and Sector 30, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you have passed out your graduation in the year 2018,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
from Punjab University, Commerce. And what are you doing? What are you doing now? Because you don't seem to be employed for the last
Yes,
4 years.
sir.
Why? Why is it so?
So, post that I have completed my master's in commerce.
Hmm.
This has it has ended this year only, but the
Hmm.
final result is yet to be declared. So that is why I have not mentioned it in the biodata itself.
Okay, okay, okay. That means you are pursuing MCom.
Yes, sir. I've completed MCom, but the
You
final result
completed
is
MCom. Very good. Okay, okay, fine. So for the preparation for preparing for this RBI Grade B, interview, which are the documents or books which you have read?
Yes, sir. Refer to the official documents of the RBI, such as the functions and working of the RBI, which was available by the Reserve Bank Staff College, the RBI annual report,
Hmm.
and the recently released financial stability report.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
these are the documents,
See,
sir.
the financial stability report talks something about stress testing. What do you understand by this stress testing?
Yes, sir. That is the core component wherein we analyze how our financial institutions, primarily the banks, NBFCs, the
Hmm.
cooperative banks, will
Hmm.
perform in case if the current scenario depreciates further,
Hmm.
such as the NPAs increase or the inflation and other parameters depreciate, and
Hmm.
will our banks be able to sustain the shocks?
Okay.
That is that is the
Hmm.
stress testing code.
Okay, that is stress testing. See, there is something called as Basel 3 guidelines. Okay, Basel 3 guidelines, Basel 2, and Basel 1. What are the three key risks, or let us say the risks the Basel Committee has identified?
So the primary risk is the liquidity risk.
What is that?
That
Which is the first risk?
liquidity risk.
Is it so? Banking primary risk or inherent risk is something else, not liquidity risk.
Sorry, sir, I'm currently unable to recall
Credit
the
risk, the first and foremost risk in banking is credit risk. Okay, liquidity
yes, sir.
risk and other things come later. First risk is credit risk. After credit risk, which is other risk?
The market risk.
Market
Is
risk. Yes. Okay, then
the liquidity risk.
okay, liquidity risk. I'll take it, but it is not again number three. There is something else which is number three. Liquidity risk is number four. Yeah, which is that risk? I'll
Sorry, sir.
give you a hint. It was not there in Basel 1.
Sorry, sir, I'm currently unable to recall the risk.
Operation risk.
Operation
Have
risk.
you heard of operation risk? Have
So
you
basically,
heard of
the
operation risk?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, what is that operation risk?
So operation risk is the risk that the banks can incur while conducting the day-to-day operations, such as
Uh,
giving loans and providing advances. The
uh,
and moreover, the changing scenario, such as the more increasing focus on the ESG, also
no,
creates
no,
an
no, no,
operation.
no, 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 no. Saurabh. Operation risk, there is a very clear definition. Failure of people, process, and systems and external events. Failure
Yes,
of
sir.
people, process, and systems is called operation risk. You have to be very clear on that. If somebody is asking you what is operation risk, these are the three things. That's all. Failure of people, fraud risk. Okay, somebody fails to do his duty diligently, it becomes people risk. Process risk. Suppose the computer system suddenly crashes. Process risk. Systems and procedures. Maker checker concept is not followed. Systems risk. Okay, and external events. Risks happening due to certain external events will be operational risk. Okay, what is it? Market risk you mentioned.
So the market liquidity and the market changes that the banks face,
Hmm.
the market operations that are
No,
happening in the
no,
current.
no, no, no. Market risk is the risk arising to the investment portfolio of the bank due to adverse movement in interest rates. Okay, the interest rates go up, the portfolio of the banks will come down. That is market risk.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
if the interest
Yes, sir.
rates fall, the portfolio of the banks will go up. Then there is no risk there. So,
Yes.
because of adverse movement in interest rates, fall in the portfolio, investment portfolio of the banks is market risk. Credit risk is what?
Sir, if the bank is unable to the loans that it
Yeah.
has given, the bank is unable to get the.
Inability of the borrower to repay the loan is credit risk. Okay. So credit
Yes, sir.
risk, market risk, and operation risk are
Yes,
three
sir.
core risks identified by the Basel Committee. Liquidity risk came later. What is the liquidity risk?
So the
Can you
bank,
define?
sir, in the case of a bank run, the bank will face a liquidity issues.
That is a process, that's a consequence. Inability of the bank to honor its commitments on time, on due date, is liquidity risk. Suppose you go to the bank to withdraw, because banker means what? He issues check, repay, withdraw, a deposit, withdrawable on demand, no? And if he's
Yes,
not
sir.
able to pay you that money, the deposit of yours, then that is liquidity risk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the 4 important risks. Which have you heard of CRAR?
Yes, sir.
What
Capital
is
to
the
risk-weighted
CRAR?
asset ratio. Yes,
What
sir.
is
RBI is
CRAR?
basically, sir, the banks, since the banks are in the primary business of lending, there
Hmm.
are the risks which the bank undertakes on this
Hmm.
certain assets that
Hmm. Hmm.
it lends. The
Hmm.
RBI has classified those assets on the basis of certain weights,
Hmm.
and according to those weights, the bank has to keep a minimum capital that is required
Okay.
to be
Hmm.
secure
Hmm.
against those risks.
Hmm. What is the percentage of capital?
So the minimum percentage is 9%, but the
Hmm.
current but the current system is well liquidated to
Hmm.
those risks.
See, CRAR is nothing but capital to risk weighted assets of the bank. That's
So,
simple definition. If somebody is asking what is CRAR, it is nothing but equating capital to the riskiness in the assets, in the asset side of the balance sheet. So capital to risk weighted asset is CRAR. Okay.
yes,
As per Basel norms, it's only 8%. When in India, we have specified 9%. Okay, as a regulator.
yes.
CRAR. What is that leverage ratio? You must have heard of this leverage ratio. It's used in commercial companies also. Since you're a commerce student, you must know what is leverage ratio.
Sir, how much is the bank leveraged as compared to the assets that it possesses, and how
Hmm.
is the repay? And it also assesses the repayability component,
Hmm.
and will the bank be able to repay its debts
This
on time?
leverage ratio of companies and banks, is it one and the same?
So for different companies, it can be different since the
Hmm.
banks are in a financial business, but for
Hmm.
a manufacturing business, it can be different.
Hmm. So banks are the only entities which are already allowed to leverage up to 10 times their equity. Okay. So it's
Okay,
nothing
sir.
but debt equity ratio is leverage ratio. In simple terms, as a commerce student, I was expecting that answer from you. Leverage ratio
Okay,
is
sir.
nothing but debt to equity ratio. That's all.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
To what extent? Whereas in the case of banking parlance, when you talk about leverage ratio, it's tier one equity to the total exposure of the banks. Total exposure the banks is taken. Have you heard of non-performing asset?
Yes, sir.
What are the classifications? See, non-performing asset is one which does not perform. Very simple. There are
Yes,
some
sir.
classifications which RBI has prescribed. What are those classifications?
Uh, Sir, the basic classification is starts from SMA 0, SMA 1, and SMA
No, no,
2,
no, no. That is SMA.
and
It is
that
they are
then
the
comes the
performing asset. Okay. An asset
yes
becomes
after
not performing when?
when the due date crosses 90 days, it becomes
Hmm.
the non-performing asset.
Yeah. So after it becomes non-performing, there is a classification prescribed by RBI.
Yes.
Which is that? Which are those classifications?
So after that, it becomes stressed asset if it stays in the NPA for more than 12 months, more than equal to 12 months. And
Hmm.
after that, it becomes loss asset if it stays in the stress asset category for more than 12 months, or
Hmm.
as prescribed by the auditors.
No, 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 no. Saurabh, see, as per RBI, an asset which does not, which ceases to generate income for more than 90 days, okay, it becomes non-performing. Once it becomes non-performing, it is classified as substandard assets, and
Substandard.
it remains in the substandard category for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
From the 13th month onwards, it slips into a doubtful category, doubtful one category, we call it as.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then it goes to doubtful two category.
Yes,
It
sir.
remains there for 3 years, doubtful three category, and it remains there
Okay, sir.
only.
Okay,
Loss
sir.
asset is another category where the possibility of recovery is almost zero.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Possibility of recovery is almost nil. That is loss asset. So there are three classifications: substandard, doubtful one, doubtful two, doubtful three, and then loss asset. So this you
No,
should
sir.
know. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Similarly on the asset side for the investment of the banks also there is a classification. Okay, there is a classification.
Okay,
Have
sir.
you come across this terminology some any time? Since you're a commerce student, I'm asking all this because you've not worked anywhere and you're a commerce MCom student. So these questions will be asked to you extensively in the financial sector and commercial sector.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
There is, have you heard of this HTM? The term, have you come across the term HTM anywhere?
Yes, sir. Yes,
What is
sir.
that? HTM.
Yes. Sir, it is basically the held to maturity class, wherein the
Yeah.
wherein the banks that invest that those holder securities till the maturity period.
Yeah, exactly. And there is any other category after the held to
So,
maturity?
so the recent classification talks about the fair value and profit and loss,
Mhm.
and
No,
there
no,
is
no,
another
profit and loss. After
grade.
HTM, there is one more bucket of securities called as available for sale.
Yes, sir, available for
Then
sale.
there is one more bucket called held for trading. These are all securities which the bank trades
Yes, sir.
in and out. Okay, so this is
Yes,
what it
sir.
is. So the in the functions of RBI, there is one function which is regarding the banker to the banks. Okay, it acts as a debt manager to the bank. Rather, sir was asking you whether it can subscribe to the primary market and all. That's one thing. As a banker to the bank, banker to the government, what does RBI do?
So primarily as a banker to the government, RBI performs various functions, such as it has the responsibility of accepting monies from the government
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
section 22 of the RBI Act,
Hmm.
and then it issues and it is the currency and the issue manager also of the government. It
Hmm.
issues the government securities and raises funds for
So
the government.
debt management function. This
Yes,
banker
sir.
to the bank, you said rightly, we maintain the accounts of the government. Okay.
Yes,
Can
sir.
we lend to the government? Does RBI lend to the government?
Yes, sir.
How does it lend?
Via the ways and means
Exactly.
advances.
Ways and means advances. Is it obligatory on the part of RBI to transact state government business?
So Section 21A of the RBI Act talks about the
Hmm. Hmm.
that
Hmm.
the state government business will be transacted by the Reserve Bank of India.
State government also.
Yes, sir, but it is not obligatory on the
It's
state
not
government.
obligatory. That's what I'm looking for. It's not obligatory on the part of Reserve Bank to transact state government business. It is only by an arrangement and agreement. Whereas it is mandatory, obligatory, and also a right of RBI to transact central government business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any idea as to how much of profit we transfer to the central government? I won't say profit, surplus we transfer to the government, central government this year.
So this year we have transferred 30,307.45 crores.
Okay, 30,307.45. Excellent. Okay. See, in the governor's monetary policy statement today, have you read the monetary policy statement?
Yes,
So
sir.
there is one more part B of the statement, I would say, which talks about regulatory and supervisory. It's called as a regulatory and supervisory document. Okay, supervisory and regulatory policies.
Yes,
He
sir.
has made some announcement today under the regulatory and supervisory policies. What are those announcements he has made?
So first, the primary dealers will be the role of the primary dealers,
Uh,
standalone primary dealers will be made
hmm,
on par with the authorized dealers,
hmm,
category one.
hmm.
And secondly, the Bharat bill payment system will be allowed
Yes.
there will be changes made in the Bharat bill payment system to accept
Cross
the
border, cross border
cross-border
payment. Yes.
inflows. And thirdly, the Reserve Bank of India Integrated Ombudsman Scheme will now be
Hmm.
applicable to credit information companies as well.
Very good. Excellent. Then
Uh,
it talks
currently,
about
sir,
some outsourcing risk. Have you heard of
uh,
it?
yes, sir,
Uh,
yes, sir.
going to come out with a comprehensive guideline on
Yes, sir,
outsourcing risk. And there is also something on standalone primary dealers.
yes, sir.
Okay, their scope has been expanded. They have been
100.
allowed to act as a this thing. Okay, so these are the
Uh,
announcements. So you have to be very careful. What is the stance of the monetary policy? Does it remain the same as it was once upon a time, or has it been changed?
so the earlier stance was accommodative policy, but now the stance has changed in accordance with the changing
Yeah,
conditions.
it has been witdrawn. Proposal to have
Withdrawal
a
of
accommodative stance
accommodative
has
stance.
been withdrawn. What
Yes,
is
sir.
what does RBI achieve by depicting a stance in the monetary policy?
Sir, it is a forward market guidance which
Mm.
enables the market to assess
Yeah.
what are the
Mm.
projections, what are
And
the RBI's communication.
to adjust itself. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
that is why it's called the stance of the monetary policy. Okay,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
what do you have you come across the subsidiaries of RBI? How many subsidiaries does RBI have?
So as of the date, there are five subsidiaries, and the
Hmm.
last one was added last year only, the Reserve Bank of
Hmm.
Innovation Hub.
Hmm.
And moreover, the earliest other subsidiaries are Deposit Insurance and Guarantee Corporation of India,
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
called as DICGC,
Hmm.
Rebit, Reserve Bank Information Technology Hub, IFTAS,
Hmm.
Information Technology
Hmm.
Allied
Hmm.
Services,
Hmm.
and then there is the Reserve Bank of Innovation Hub.
That you already said.
Yes, sir.
Bharati Reserve Bank Note Mudran
Mudran
Nigam
Private
Private Limited.
Private
Okay, this is
Limited.
another subsidiary of RBI. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to this currency notes, can you tell me some of the features of a currency note? You handle currency note. Have you ever cared to look at closely at those notes? How do they look, and what are those features that are present in the note?
Yes, sir. So the recent changes that have been made after the 2016 notes are various features, such as there are the intaglio printing,
Hmm.
wherein there are certain lines and certain words that
Hmm.
are upraised so as to help so as to
Hmm.
distinguish the note and
Hmm.
also to help the visually challenged people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Moreover, the notes are of different colors also
Hmm.
and of different sizes also,
Hmm.
and they contain on the back of the notes there is a different cultural images which depicts the culture of the India as well as the
Hmm.
scientific progress that the country
Hmm.
has made.
Hmm.
And moreover, at the bottom right corner there are the numbers which are in increasing,
Hmm.
which are mentioned in
Any
increasing sign.
security, any security features are there?
So
You
the
said
security fe-
okay, that's one of the security feature. Anything else?
Sir, the image of Mahatma Gandhi ji is also visible in light. That is one of the
Watermark, animated
what.
image. Okay. Hmm.
Yes, sir. And
Hmm.
moreover, the blue-green line
Hmm.
also is one of the security feature which, when upheld in light,
Hmm.
shows mentions the word Reserve Bank of India and the Government of India.
It's called as security thread.
Yes, sir.
It's called
Security threat.
so these are the features of some of the security features of a currency note. So please have a closer look at the currency note. Jot down more features. It's like
Surely,
the
sir.
security thread is one security feature. The number panel increasing in size from the left hand
Yes,
side to increases. That's a security feature. Watermark of Gandhiji, latent image of Gandhiji, micro lettering.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
obverse printing. Okay,
Yes,
see-through
sir.
registers. These are all some of the security features which is very difficult to forge. That is why they are
Awesome.
called as security features of the note. Okay, Saurabh, you have done well, but still prepare. You got enough time. Okay,
Yes, sir.
prepare well. You are a commerce student. Lot of stuff is going to be asked from you from the commerce and the economics field. So be prepared
Yes,
for
sir.
all that. Okay, all the best. Read
Yes,
financial
sir.
papers at least one or two financial papers you have to read. Okay,
Sir,
right?
can I ask one thing?
Okay. Okay.
Sir, if you were to give me marks out of this interview, could you please give me?
See, the scale of 1 to 5, I would place you somewhere around 3.75, Saurabh. There are
Okay, sir.
still some rough edges, right? Okay,
Yes,
which you
sir.
have to be confident. You don't have to be diffident at all. Confidently, you can answer. If you don't know, say don't know. That's it. Okay, don't
Okay,
make
sir.
any guess. That's very important. Okay,
Okay, sir.
you've done well. Okay, right?
Okay, sir.
Scale of 1, you would be between 3.75 to 4. Okay,
Yes,
right?
sir.
All the best. All the best. Yeah,
Thank
right.
you so much, sir.